spring is blooming, and so are PlayStation prices. Kat dives into Fishbowl, a story about grief and growing up. Xbox is lining up its next moves, and we're stopping to smell the roses with a game of flower power.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 535. And joining me around this digital table includes Catherine. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am excellent, thank you. Joelle, what is up?
What up? Just tried to give my dog a bath. She hated it. So had to abandon all hope. Ye who enter the tub, and gave her a pig's ear, threw her in the crate for the podcast. Sorry, girl.
Hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
All right, let's get through some housekeeping before we get into the crew check-in. If you enjoy this show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to give us a tip, maybe buy us a coffee, you can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Ladies, what have you been up to this week? Kat?
Oh, was a bit of a hectic week for work and whatnot, but on Saturday I went to have brunch with my friend Uva, and we got low-key tricked because she was like, oh, there's this spot that I want to try that's like super like good. I was like, cool, it's called Mama.
Okay.
And we get there, it's got like, at first we're like, oh yeah, it's a cozy spot, and it's got that fake vintage aesthetic.
Okay.
And then we're talking with the waitress because, like, some of the stuff on the menu, we were like, what's this? Like, they called it, like, Arneuf plat. And, like, it was, like, everything was, like, European French on the menu.
Okay.
And then the waitress goes, like, oh, yeah, I know, they do that. The chain decided to do it this way. And we're like, wait a minute, this is a chain restaurant? We thought this was like a cozy ma and pa shop. That's why it's called Mama. And they were like, no, it's a chain from New York. And we were like,
Oh, no.
okay, that explains. So everything in here is a shtick. Like at first we were like, oh, owner or trying to get that French vibe. And then we're like, oh, it's literally a shtick because it's a chain. The food was boss though. It was very good. My friend had their fried chicken sandwich. It had like fried chicken, avocado, a homemade like onion bacon jam with salad. We paid to have an extra side of potatoes. And then I got the French toast, which was like thick French toast with it had fruit and a cappuccino ricotta cheese topping.
Ooh.
Wow.
So imagine
like
so imagine like a coffee flavored frosting, but without all the sugar.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that. And then of course they gave me maple syrup, so there's your sugar. So, and I had a London fog for the first time in like forever. Like they had a good like old school London fog, like with a tea bag in it and everything. Yeah. It was really good. It was really good. Like, I don't want to knock the place down. It's just weird because my friend was looking at like little shops around like her area, like around Notre Dame, and it's it tends to be mom and pa shop or like unknown gems and stuff like that. For us, like for the first time in forever, to just land in a chain restaurant was a weird like non Montreal experience. Like, there's not a lot of chains here.
Not unless you go out in like the West Island or something like that, right?
Yeah, like because she's like in like we were like,
you're like in old Montreal almost down that way.
Yeah, it's Little Burgundy, so it's like near like it's the area between Old Montreal and downtown. It's called it's Little Burgundy, and it's usually just like it's touristy and commercial, but it's usually like that's not where you'd find a Starbucks.
Right.
Let's put it that way. So it was weird. But she said that there are only 2 in Canada, 1 in Montreal and 1 in Toronto. So Leah, if you want a bawling, like,
where is it? MAMAN?
yeah,
Is that
like mom, but in French. And they had like
100 King Street West?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, it's cute looking.
Yeah,
Located
see?
in First Canadian Place, 100 King Street West. It's currently closed.
Well, yeah,
Let
it's a
me
brunch
see.
place, so it's not going to be open at 8 at night when we record.
What? Why is it not open now? Let's see. How close is it work?
But yeah, we just thought it was funny because we were like,
West.
we landed in a chain restaurant without knowing.
Oh my God. It's literally like a 13-minute walk.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
The
And they
market
have-
be marketing.
Yeah. I don't know about the spot in Toronto, but the spot in Montreal, they had like a takeout counter.
Mm-hmm.
So you could walk in and like order coffee to go, and they had like a lot of viennoiserie. Uva took a few to go. Like they had like a pistachio and chocolate croissant. They had the almond croissants, the classics, apparently, and she got one of their s'mores cookie. She said it was all very good. I was supposed to bring some home and I forgot, so she ended up sharing the stuff with her brother instead. But apparently, so they have like the coffee and whatnot. So anyway, not an ad. I just thought it was funny that like she was like, yeah, this is a little nook, and then we talked to the waitress. She's like, yeah, actually, we're a chain from New York, and we're like, what?
Go figure.
I don't know. If you're going to be a chain, though, might as well be from New York and not like. I don't know. I guess like.
Well, with a French name like that and kind of going the French bistro, being in Montreal, you'd kind of think it would be authentic.
Yeah.
Because, Quebec.
Yeah, it felt.
We speak French only, bitches.
Exactly. Do Quebec sip.
That's right.
Yeah. No, it's just it was just a funny experience. It's a bit like how during the holidays people go crazy for the Jam advent calendar, Bonne Maman.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's a French product. But I'm like, this is like going crazy over Schmuckers.
Joelle, have you not had the Maman Jam? Is that
the
not a
Maman
thing?
Jam?
Is it the
red and white checker?
Oh, I love that jam.
All
That
right,
jam, we splurge for the jam. I'm like, this is the best jam ever. As soon as I had it, I'm like, Schmuckers who no, like one time Ryan bought Schmuckers and I was like, what the fuck did you buy? He's like, that other jam is like $8. I'm just like, we are a childless household. We get the Mama Jam. Like this is Mama Jam or Ride or Die. So yeah.
But they do an advent calendar and it sells out like instantly every year.
I didn't know they did an advent calendar.
I need that. Oh my God.
You got the little things in it and they do like specialty flavors. And I think a lot of the flavors in it are stuff that maybe they don't sell in North America.
So there is a peach jam, and I know we are going down a rabbit hole here right now on this video game podcast talking about jam.
This is important.
This is really important information. Yeah. They make a peach one, but it is very hard to come by. I adore a good peach jam, but it is wicked hard to get. And don't. I always get fooled. I'm looking on the thing, and I think it's a jam one, and no, it's marmalade, and I don't want marmalade.
I love their marmalade. Their marmalade is like, I think their marmalade's the best marmalade.
It's probably good, but I'm looking for jam.
No, that's totally fine. And marmalade's it's a specific flavor profile. That marmalade,
yeah, it is. It's much more sour,
very bitter, and but I'm just like, give me that marmalade on some toast with some. It's actually really good with some cheeses and stuff. Anyway,
I love having like fig jam with cheese. We did that earlier because we had a single millennial meal for dinner where we had like makeshift charcuterie and shrimp with coconut covered shrimp in the air fryer because we adults out here.
Amazing.
Joel, where were you at this week?
Yeah.
I had a bajillion doctor's appointments. I was a doctor. I was getting that costly health care that I pay out the nose for. But I'm getting like lubrication injections in my knee, like because nothing else is working. So they basically put goo in my knee and then that makes it feel better. So I got goo shots, and then I went to my medical doctor just to do like a routine kind of physical update, and I hadn't seen her since I think it was last April. So like when I got there, she was like, "So like catch me up. The last time I talked to you, you were training for a triathlon." And I was like, "Well, strap in, doc, because I got an update for you."
Not
And
the
so
update she wants.
no, but it was really interesting. It's like it was just interesting talking to her about it and like what to expect with like this early such an early diagnosis of arthritis and kind of like what to expect. So that was really good, I think, and like really helpful. So just went to a lot of doctors. And but I am starting to feel better, which makes me feel super happy. And I went to the gym on Friday, and I did the elliptical, which I haven't done in a really long time, but it's just easier on your knees. So I did that, and I did that for 10 minutes because I didn't want to I'm told not to overdo it. So I did that, and I feel pretty good. So that made me feel pretty hopeful. So hopefully going to start getting back into some stuff with probably going to be doing these shots for a while. They make me super tired though. Like I think my body is like, what the hell? Like, what did you just put in me? And then I think hopefully I'll kind of relax after a little bit. But and then this weekend was I was just so exhausted. I think like with everything going on, like with my knees, and I was certainly starting to feel better. I think I was just like, I'm tired. I just need to like kind of chill this weekend. And I did some cooking and made really good chicken noodle soup. Like
That hits.
I was like, this is super good. Really good chicken noodle soup. And supported people that were doing the No Kings rally. I just was so tired, and I'm just like, I know we were the flagship and so cool. Like Bruce Springsteen was here, and Bernie made a appearance, and I just like, that's really cool. I'm glad everyone went, but I also have been I'd raw dog march with arthritis like in -40. So I was like, everyone else can step up this time. And I've been donating like some money, and I'm supporting local artists and things like that. So I just felt like I'm taking a break because I'm exhausted. So, yeah. So, but just really chilled, and I slept a lot. It was a lot of sleeping. Just a lot of sleeping.
So weekends are for.
Yeah, I just like had to take some time to kind of catch up. So
yeah, especially with the long weekend coming up, my plan is a lot of Z's. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I was just like, I was exhausted. Like I'd sit down, and in like 4 minutes, Ryan like caught me in naps like several times, and he was just like, he was like, yeah, sleep. And he was like, are you sleeping again? And I'm like, I sat down and I'm tired.
Yeah, what can you do? Like,
I know.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I worked a fair chunk of the weekend too. We were doing some testing on Saturday, and then Sunday I had a crew at the Junos, but I was kind of following that. But Pascal and Simon are going to be proud because we went over to my sister and brother-in-law's house on Saturday, and we introduced Emma to Angine de Poitrine, and she loved it. She loves the bass in it.
That's amazing.
She loves music, and she loves to dance along, and we put it all on, and we were all dancing around, and she's in her little high chair, like as she's eating her dinner with her chicken. She had chicken leg in her hand, and she was loving it. She was loving it. So we've got another one hooked
on good old original Canadian music.
Yeah. I saw a teaser today too. I think Mike was telling me about it. A teaser about Red Rocks and an announcement that had polka dots all over it. If they play Red Rocks, that'd be freaking nuts.
Red Rocks
you guys,
is the one...
I always wanted to go see a show at Red Rocks.
That would be epic.
It's that amphitheater that's like in the I don't know, the Red Rocks. I don't know. Is it like the Painted Desert almost like?
Oh, yeah. It's a natural like stone, like amphitheater. Yeah, that's pretty sick for concerts. Like it has like said like to have one of the best natural acoustics.
Oh, yeah. They would rock that shit with their crazy sound.
Yeah.
Yo, that is
it in Colorado? Or
I think it's in Colorado.
Yeah, it's in Morrison, Colorado. Yeah, Red Rocks. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
Engine
already
has added its first U.S. dates to an already red-hot 2026 tour schedule. The duo new, just looking to see where else it must have been that.
Yeah, they're when I checked, they were like just for shits, like to see if I could get like tickets or whatever for Pascal. They were
Yeah.
sold out everywhere in like Canada and Quebec, except for like a few like Gatineau because like it's near Ottawa and people are boring. I can say that I'm from there, but but they were mostly sold out everywhere.
They're playing Friday at Club Soda, and they are
that's been sold out for weeks.
Oh my God, they're going to be in the UK and then they're in France.
Yeah.
A lot of their stuff is sold out, man. It's crazy.
Well, they went viral because they went to France for that festival there. What is it called?
The one is that the one what everybody's seeing playing live?
Yeah, exactly. Because that festival is basically for musicians that like often it's their first ever introduction to the European market. Like back in the day, like Nirvana did that festival. Like that was like their first like out of America thing. So last year Angine de Poitrine went and they went viral through that. And then they got a second virality by like I was saying last week by doing like the big like French Canadian talk show, the big Quebec talk show to Mon Parle, and they just kind of like re-exploded from there. But they've been trending and getting more and more popularity. Like they were already slated for the Jazz Fest this summer. And now they're just getting booked even more. Their manager was saying like yeah, we're adding dates. We're trying our best, people, but it's just like we're flooded. And apparently the guy that came out, the luthier that was like, hey, I made this guitar. Now he's getting like flooded by requests from like everywhere in the world being like, you make crazy shit guitars. We need somebody who makes crazy shit guitars like the one Angine is playing. And it's just been a phenomenon. And it doesn't seem to be slowing down. That's the crazy part. You know, usually sometimes it just goes like, this is nice. But no, people are still on it like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wild. I just saw something that looked like them playing at SNL. I'm like, what? Really?
That must be AI.
I know. I was about to say. So I'm just reading through and I'm like, is there something here about them playing SNL? I wouldn't put it past it though. But they usually book SNL like so far in advance. So yeah, but, I don't know. I think this is.
I feel like
that might be AI.
I forget his name, but like the actor from Heated Rivalry, like that was a last minute booking. I feel like if you look at like how Heated Rivalry started and got very popular, and how this guy went to, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but the guy that plays the Russian kid,
Connor Story.
Thank you. Got booked into hosting SNL. I feel like that was like on a dime.
Well, I'm sure it was because they had the Olympic people probably scheduled to be there, or like something. They probably had something scheduled there because they had. I'm sure they do a slot hold, and then I'm sure. Yeah, I could see it probably being like a last minute thing, but it all worked out really, really well with all them being able to do it together.
Oh, they're playing Festival du Jazz.
Yeah, see that they were on the Festival de Jazz thing before they went to Tout le Monde en Parle. They were basically at Tout le Monde en Parle because they're going to be at Jazz Fest, and Guillaume Lepage was like, "Yo, these dudes are great."
Yep, it's kind of nerd rock we like. Let's chat Fantasy Critic, ladies. Zip zilch zero happened to the podcast league last week. Nothing.
Listen, it's a low stake one. We're just waiting for Summer Game Fest. Like if we fill our roster now.
Ain't that the truth? We're just waiting, sitting here, biding our time.
Yeah, that's I'm done.
Yeah, I also need some of my games to publish because I got a lot on my roster, but they're nothing. Like I have one game out.
That's it. That's the beginning of the year. This is the dance we play. In the community league, though, we had 2 games released on Thursday. Life is Strange Reunion was on Phoenix's list. Critic 83 points 13. Screamer also released. That was on Ross's list, and I think that got him out of the negative. Critic of 79.
Nice.
79 points of 9. So if you look at our league right now. Oh, actually, let's get into the bidding war because there was definitely a bidding war. So last week we talked about the fact that Minecraft Dungeons 2 was announced. Well, there was definitely a bidding war for that one. It was won by Offshore Meteor with a bid of $17. I was the next closest at $16, kicking myself because I said I should go in and put 20, and then I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Alas, outbid. Jessica Starr was also outbid at $11, and Aria Richter was outbid at $5. Doe's Divas was also in a bidding war. Won by Jessica Starr with a bid of $9. Catherine also attempted to buy it with $6. Outbid Aria Richter as well. $2. Did not succeed. Publisher was outbid. There was one drop. Ross dropped Deadlock. So, how do things stand right now? It's Phoenix, Joelle, Jessica Starr, Kat, Darth Stridius, Pat, Aria Richter, Margot Plays, myself, Offshore Meteor, NJK, Ross, Fred, and then Stainsby Kingsby. So right now, that was really impressive that Ross went from the negative and managed to get up into the positive slightly. All right, let's get into what everybody's playing. I know Kat is kind of reviewing a game, so maybe we'll leave her to last. Joelle, what have you been playing?
I had such a crazy week, so I kind of dabbled in Pokopia for just a little bit. But I am also getting my condo ready to rent because my condo rented out, which was very exciting. So I think it's just been kind of a hard time to sit, and I've been thinking about Pokopia all week. I want to play it. It definitely holds a heavy space in my mind. So I'm just oh, I really want to do that, but I just didn't have the time to kind of sit down and get into it. And sometimes Ripley, she just can't sit still for more than 5 minutes. So I'm just it's hard to sit on the couch and kind of get into something. So I hope to get back into it, but there's a few other things coming out. Super Meat Boy 3D is coming out tomorrow for the 31st. And then Arc Raiders has their huge update that's also coming out later this week with new arc and new maps and stuff like that. So yeah, so I trying to kind of do some circulating between some stuff. So
nice. I am playing Pokopia and Full Tilt. I now have every area at 10 maxed out.
That's
now
sick.
I'm aiming to go and get all of the different Pokemons. Where I'm finding it difficult is I'm watching lots of people make lots of things, but I don't know where to start and where I want to go first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's making it challenging. But right now I'm just okay, well, if I can't focus, then let's just try and get all the Pokemon. And then I will work on building farms so that I can build all the different things that I want to build. But there's so many cool things out there that people are doing. So it's tons of fun.
It's so cool. It's so cool to be just piped into that fandom. It's people are so creative, and I'm I don't know, a part of me just loves watching that. It's almost like watching the Architectural Digest YouTube channel. I'm just can I just sit and watch people's creativity and how they this is amazing.
Totally. Don't you love those house tours? And I love when people have the weird and wacky ones. You go watch RuPaul's. Another person who has a really nice one is oh my god, Walter Goggins.
Yeah,
I watched his.
The Walter Goggins one was so cool. Yeah.
He's got that little speakeasy just off the side when he comes in his house. I was like, what? This is cool.
So cool.
Yeah, love that. But Catherine's playing Fishbowl. It's a game that we learned about during a Wholesome Direct last year. I believe is it published by them too, Kat?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's by a 2-person team. And it's a very endearing game about a hard time in a person's life. So the game is called Fishbowl because your mom sends you a box with some of your old toys in it, and you have a little wind-up fish. And so the story centers around 20-year-old Alo. She gets her first job. She moves to the big city. And that's just as the pandemic lockdown happens. And also, this is not long after losing her grandmother. So growing up, she grew up with her mom and her grandmother. So this was somebody very close to her. So this is very much a coming of age story. She got her first job as a video editor for a very famous YouTuber. Well, they don't say YouTuber, but it's a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Um, so the mechanic is very much you kind of putter around your apartment and then you decide how much or how little self-care you do basically. Um, and depending on your mood and how things goes, you have options. You have other dialogue options. You have other stuff to do. So essentially your days go as you get up, you have your whatever you do in the morning, then you sit down at your computer, you edit video files, and the editing, basically your job is that's a puzzle, a mini puzzle, where you have tracks, and you have to you have an audio track, and then you have basically it's a match game. So you have if you've video edited, you've seen the different tracks, and then let's say the first track is red and it's for images, and then the second one is for audio, and then they come in and you have to send them. You have to send the little clips to the proper track. So the audio with the audio, the image with the image, the script with the script. So, and you move things around, and it's basically a match game. It's pretty simple, but it's pretty fun. It can get very intense. And you get power-ups and stuff. And that's your work from home day. Unpacking the boxes have small little puzzles where it's you have a central item at the bottom of the box. Then you have other items. And you have to slide them out of the way so that you see all the items separate around the grid, no overlap, no nothing. And then she journals. So once you unpack something, there'll be a quick journal explaining what each item is. And then that main item that was in the background is something that's going to elicit a memory. And then that usually sends you into a little narrative thing where you... from your childhood. So you go around your day, you video chat with your family. And depending on how these memories or these conversations go, they can either uplift your mood or they can bring you down. And that's the thing about grief, is that sometimes you could be having the best day and then you just stumble on a photo or something you've had forgotten about, and it just a whole wave of memories and feelings, and then you can be down in the dumps all suddenly. So, and every action you take is like a mini game, basically. And it's very much I'll just play another day type of game, just another day type of game. But instead of tending to your farm or building cities or stuff like that, you're just living your life, video chatting with your mom, with your childhood friends, with some of your coworkers. And as you build your mood up, you unlock other mechanics in the apartment. I just unpacked my old handheld video game console, which I think would be the equivalent of a Game Gear or a Game Boy Advance. So now I can sit in a cozy spot and play the video game. And depending on my mood, that uplifts my mood. Or you can sit down and doom scroll, and that brings your mood down.
Mm.
And and it's really fun because you can go be I'm very much in a gamer mindset, just being all right, I got this. Because she journals a lot, you have these lists of tasks you can do every day, and if you get them done and it helps you uplift your mood. I did this day where it was going very well. I managed to almost ace the video editing mini game, so my workday went really well. Did a bit of self-care, did a bit of emptying boxes, but then I got a text from my mom saying, "Hey, call me when you have a minute." And then I called her, and she had a lot of bad news.
Mm.
And then the rest of the night, I was in the dumps.
Mm.
So I thought it was really interesting. And she used her favorite hobby was to write poetry. And right now, as the story progressed, she's trying to get over this block of just getting back into writing poetry. But it's the grief is really getting in her way. And what I like about the memories and the stories, it's not just rose-colored glasses. I think as she's coming of age, because this is her first big girl job, her first apartment, away from her mom, her grandma's gone. Um, you start to realize like there was tension between the mother and the grandmother, and maybe like not everything about her childhood was perfect. It's just her mom and her grandma made it work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think like when I think back about like my journey with like my grandmother and my mom and that kind of like grief, is that you realize that your grandmother is your mother's mom, and it comes with all like the dynamics of a mother-daughter relationship, that even though as a kid they try to make it seem like, oh, it's fine, we love each other, we love you, and it's all perfect. Um, as you grow up and you remember some of these stories, you're like, oh God, they were fighting about this. Or like, they never agreed on this. They were fundamentally
Mm-hmm.
opposed about this, but it's just a complex familial relationship. Like any kind of like complexity you have with your mother had with her mother.
Mm.
And I think it's like some of the little tidbits of the stories that are coming out as she unpacks these boxes and remembers these memories and the conversation between the little girl, the mom, and the grandma. And you realize like, oh, wow. Okay. There's a reason like the mother was maybe in the mood of, the mother wanted she packed everything and she wanted to get rid of it and donate it. And basically Aloe, the girl that you play, was like, no, send it to me and I'll unpack it and I'll deal with it. So now you have all these boxes around your apartment. And as I unpack these boxes and I get into these memories, I start to understand why the mother's reaction was like, I need this shit out of the house. Because that's her reaction to her grief, is like, if I don't see it, I won't feel it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
While Ayla was like, no, I want to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because the mother needs to process maybe her relationship with her mom,
Mm-hmm.
while Ayla is trying to hold on to her childhood memories. And it's a very simple, cozy game, but like I'm starting to realize like this is very complex. This is somebody who knows the ins and out of grief, and also coming to terms. Grief is not just about losing the person, but it's also coming to terms that like maybe things are not exactly like you remember them. Or in the case of some people, like if you didn't have a good relationship with some family members, I think there's a lot of conflicting emotions when people pass away like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. They have their full list of trigger warning on the website, but I think it's done in a way that's very soft
Mm.
and very real,
Mm.
and is very well done. I'm about 3 hours in. They said it takes about 7 to 10 hours to complete. It's really one of those like, like not very challenging in the terms of like gameplay and mechanics. It's really challenging in the way of like how you're going to experience this game, I guess.
Mm.
And it's beautiful, beautiful pixel art. The music is great. All the characters that you video chat with are really fun. And it also exposes maybe stories from the pandemic that you wouldn't have heard, like challenges, because I think this is set somewhere in East Asia. They don't name like the country, like they don't say like, oh, this is Pakistan or India or, but it feels, because like one of your childhood friend becomes a teacher, and essentially when lockdown happens, she's like, some of these kids don't have electricity, let alone internet or a device to access it so that they can do e-learning. And I was like, oh yeah, we're not in Canada here. We're somewhere that had like a completely different set of challenges during the lockdown, the COVID-19 lockdown. So, and it's like your mom runs a tea shop, just a classic tea shop that people walk in and out. So you talk to your mom, like, could you sell stuff online? And, and she's in a small village where like, oh, maybe like with everything closed, people don't have access to groceries and they're starting to be low on resources compared to in the city where you can get stuff delivered or whatever. So she gives you a call and talks about the mutual aid that they're doing about like seeing if they can share some of the food they have and whatnot. And I was like, yo, that is a different level of fuck that I didn't realize happened in some parts of the world. And it's just like, even that in itself is important. And I was like, yo, this is another cute game that's gonna rip the heart out of my chest. Let's just put it
They
that
keep
way.
doing this to us.
I know. I don't like it.
This one definitely, like, compared to, like, let's say Consume Me, I think Consume Me was more, for lack of a better term, more aggressive and violent in how it was, because this girl felt like a lot of anxiety, and I think the point of the game was you to feel the anxiety. This is grief. Grief is quieter, is sneakier. And also this is like somebody who's getting in the routine of adult life versus Consume Me, which was a student, which we all know, like, being a college student is like the height of chaos and being all over the place and stress. Adult life is very stressful, but it is easier for you to fall into a routine to kind of like anchor yourself. And I think like Fishbowl is about that. And with every story and memory, you talk to this little wound up fish that your mom sent you. And that fish becomes your companion throughout this whole journey of grief and isolation. Let's put it that way. You just got into a big city and everything closes down all suddenly. And every new connection you make is through a video screen.
Yeah. And then to deal with the death of a loved one on top of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And the new familial dynamics that come with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It. I was checking out the Steam page. Game comes out on Thursday, so when our episode drops, and there is a demo. I'm wondering if the demo is going to stick around for later, for people to try. But yeah, it's a very pretty game.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's very soothing. Honestly, like, you'd think I've had to deal with grief a lot in my life, and like I'm not, for lack of a better term, I'm not triggered by it. If anything, I'm really soothed. I'm like, yeah, man, that's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how it happened to me. Oh shit, yeah. Sometimes you just kind of like open a box and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you open a box and you're like, oh shit, I forgot about that. It's like, it's either.
Yeah. And it's nice knowing that, like, especially if you've been through that, knowing that you're not the only one that it feels like that too. Like the fact that the developer wanted to express it in this way too, and how this ebbs and flows for these emotional experiences.
Yeah, because it's really about losing. It's not just about losing her grandma. It's about losing somebody who helped raise her. But also, like, you see how it was, like, she got sick and it took a while. And it started to put, like, as the memories come together, I'm starting to see, like, a bit of the financial stress that's getting put on the family. That, both the grandma and the mom tried to, like, shield the little girl from. But that's also, like, growing up, like, figuring out, like, thinking about those memories and being like, oh, God, wow, okay. I guess we did struggle at this point, or that part was hard, but they made it easy for me or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
hit it,
Yeah. Yeah, put on a brave face for the kid. So, yeah. No, it's a beautiful game. Very important game. Not an expensive game, to be honest. I think they said it was going to be $10 US.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For something that you can play like 7 to 10 hours, like that's doable in a weekend or two, especially with the Easter long weekend coming up. Like that's the kind of thing you can play in like three sittings, 2 or 3 sittings, depending on how big of a sit down and gamer you are. I could see myself like kind of binging ish it's still like it's got a rhythm to it. Like you can kind of go like from activity to activity, but the reality is like as the story unfolds, it's got story beats and you just got to sit down and just kind of like enjoy them because
Hmm.
every phone call kind of just like colors your day, every box that you unbox, and sometimes just going around your apartment and doing chores. You do it because you're like, I got to feel the meter, but also it just kind of contributes to the routine of this girl's life. Like you're
Mhm.
going through her routine. Like you get up, you go in the bathroom, you can brush your teeth, you can use the toilet, you can take a shower. It's as routine as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Neat. Well, thanks,
Yeah.
Kat. Much appreciated. Looking forward to getting your full final thoughts once you're finished the game.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see how badly I cry.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Let's bring out the sillies now, as this is a video game podcast. So let's play a podcast game about video games. Joelle is our game master this evening. No shade from last week.
But a little shade because I totally dropped the ball. But I picked it up hardcore, and I think I got a good one. So this week, in honor of spring and Easter and welcoming in a new season, I wanted to play a game called Flower Power.
Ooh,
Ooh.
okay.
And what I'm going to do is I have kind of a quirky, fun bio of a fairly well-known plant, flower, or herb in video games. And
Okay.
I'd like for you to guess. And I think that I put enough hints into the bio, but if not, I can give you like some extra hints. So, I think I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
Okay.
let's just get into it.
Sounds good.
So the first one is going to be this fiery little overachiever who turns anxiety into projectile confidence. Loud, loyal, and convinced every problem can be solved by becoming slightly more explosive spitballs.
The
Is that
flower
the-
power from Super Mario.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
That's what I was gonna
Mario's
say.
Fire Flower.
Fire
Yay! All right. This next one, this flower could be described as a rare optimist who survives on sheer stubborn hope. Soft-spoken, impossible to domesticate, and quietly convinced you're capable of more than you think. Its ethereal blue glow reminds you of a simpler time when the kingdom wasn't being harassed by a giant demon pig.
Ugh, Kat, what is the name of the blue flower in Zelda Breath
The
of
Legend of
Wild?
Zelda, yeah.
The blue silent something.
The princess.
Silent silent princess?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, put it together. It is the Silent Princess.
Hey, Kat,
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey,
Yay.
high
High five. I'm wearing my brace because my thing hurts.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see if you get this next one. A charismatic menace with strong, quote, I can fix you, but rather eat you, unquote, vibes. Equal parts pet and looming moral test, this plant thrives on attention, poor decisions, and the faint hope that you'll forget to feed it. It's the only roommate who can give you a +3 playful buff and then immediately remove you from the household.
Oh my god! At first, I thought it was the piranha plant, the
Yeah.
red and white piranha plant from Super Mario, but I don't think it's that, right?
No, there's no repeat franchises. This one is from a very, very staple IP. So this is like a game that's
Can you
been
say it
around
again now that I want to not have that in my head?
Yeah. The charismatic menace with a strong, I can fix you, but I'd rather eat you energy. Equal parts pet and looming moral test. This plant thrives on attention, poor decisions, and the faint hope that you'll forget to feed it. It's the only roommate who can give you a +3 playful buff and then immediately remove you from the household.
Oh my god!
Is this something from The Sims?
It is something from The Sims.
Oh my god, I haven't played since like The Sims 2 or 3.
It's
I
very
don't
good.
remember the plants from that though.
Yeah.
I think there was a carnivorous plant.
There was
Like
a carnivorous
Venus, like
Yeah,
a
you had
Venus
to-
flytrap.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what's the name of it, though? I forget.
It's not a Venus flytrap.
No, it's a really goofy term, but cat. I would have wondered I think this one was the hardest one. So this one is the cow plant from The Sims. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
So
that one was cow plant. I want to look that up.
Yeah, the cow plant.
Sims
It's been a minute, a hot minute.
plant.
Yeah, the
people
cow
get
plant.
tattoos.
It's
that thing. Okay.
Yes, the cow plant.
Oh my God, it literally has the head that looks like a cow, but also looks like a Venus flytrap or the piranha plant from Super Mario.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, funny.
So you can plant it in your house. It can be a roommate, but if you apparently if you do something to it or don't keep it happy, it eats you.
Okay.
So
note to self: avoid the cow plant.
Avoid the cow plant.
Okay.
All right. Number 4. A tiny, overcommitted workforce with the emotional range of a houseplant and the loyalty of a cult. Cheerful, fragile, and always one whistle away from unionizing, they'll follow you into danger with alarming enthusiasm and absolutely no sense of self-preservation.
Pikmin.
Pikmin is the answer.
Wow. I was thinking maybe something from Plants vs. Zombies.
Me too. I went there first when I was
Yeah.
like, follow you, tiny Pikmin.
Whistle. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true, the whistle. Yeah, to get them to round up.
That's right. Absolutely no sense of self-preservation.
No,
none whatsoever.
They're like
0.
lemmings.
Yes, they are 0.
So I think people saw the because we had the announcement of Fox McCloud being in the upcoming Super Mario movie, which is Super Mario Galaxy, which is coming very, very soon. I think people also saw Pikmin show up in some screenshots and stuff
sick.
too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're essentially prepping that for the next game to be Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're introducing every single character outside of, like, other totally different series, right? Like, well, I mean, we don't have a Zelda character in there yet or Fire Emblem characters, but who knows? Maybe.
That'd be so fun. I mean, they could do some really fun stuff with a Smash movie.
Yeah, I could see that as movie 3.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Last one. Okay. Turn up your noggins, because here we go. A trio of stressed out survivalists who've seen too much and refuse to talk about it. The green one is the practical friend holding everyone together. The red one is the dramatic specialist who only works in partnerships. And the blue one is the chronically exhausted medic who shows up solely to fix whatever terrible decision you just made. Together, they're the most functional relationship in the franchise.
And they're flowers?
They're a plant.
Red, green, and blue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blue is the medic.
Blue heals.
Yeah.
They all heal in some fashion.
Can you read it again?
Yeah, this is another very iconic franchise.
Yeah, I know. It's
okay.
Yeah.
A trio of stressed out survivalists who've seen too much and refuse to talk about it. The green one is the practical friend holding everyone together. The red one is the dramatic specialist who only works in partnerships. And the blue one is the chronically exhausted medic who shows up solely to fix whatever terrible decision you just made. Together, they're the most functional relationship in the franchise.
I have no idea. Holy shit.
Is it a Nintendo franchise?
It is not a Nintendo franchise.
Okay. Is it a Square Enix franchise?
It is not a Square Enix franchise.
Oh, damn. Okay.
They've been busting out the remakes lately.
Remakes? What are we just getting remakes at? Resident Evil? Is there something in Resident Evil plants?
Yeah, it's the Resident Evil herbs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the green one, the blue one, and the red one.
nice. Well, this was a great game.
So I thought it would be fun for spring and all things, flowers and all these plants and things like that. So I thought that'd be pretty fun because
It is fun. Thank
everything
you.
is flowering. You're welcome.
They're trying. It was 20 degrees here in Toronto, and then I think it's going to drop. So I don't know. Poor plants right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
I'm not
warm and
gonna
sunny
deal-
here. And then
I'm not going to
ice
do my
tomorrow.
plants until after Easter.
Yeah,
Oh.
fair enough.
we're waiting till May because already tomorrow's icy again, and I'm just
I
like,
know.
fuck.
Oh yeah.
Boo.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo. All right. We're going to jump into the news. We might have another boo over there. We'll see. Let's go. Take a little break. We'll be right back. We're back. I said it might be a boo that we might be talking about. How about this there technology prices and everything that we're dealing with right now? PlayStation, the consoles that we currently have, they're getting a price hike. So if you wanted to get it with a decent price, you probably shouldn't be listening to our podcast. You should have been listening to the news because by the time you hear this, the price is already going to have gone up.
Mhm.
That kind of sucks.
It really is dumb.
I
Yeah.
mean, but I get it. Shit's getting more expensive because, chips being used and
Stuff, 'cause
AI and
stuff and
helium's expensive and Yeah.
things and
And-
oil and
stupid tariffs.
stupid
Yeah.
politicians. Yeah.
So starting Thursday, April
Oh.
2nd, 2026, the prices are going up. So if you somehow hear this or saw something, I hope you went and either got a console or upgraded to a Pro quickly. We've got the numbers in both American and Canadian. So in the US, the PS5 itself is going up. This is the one that has the disc drive.
That has a disc drive.
$649.99. The digital edition, that's the one I bought. $599.99. And the
Ugh.
Pro, $899.99. But wait, there's more. That was American dollars. Let's go to Canadian bucks over here.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Standard.
Oof.
The one with the disc drive. $819.99. The digital edition, $749.99. I hope you're ready for this one. The Pro is $1,000.
Oh my God.
$99.99.
Oh my God.
Do we know how much it's going up by, versus the previous prices? Is it like a $200?
I mean, let's go look right now.
I paid-
PS5 Pro in Canadian buckaroos. Let's see.
It's about $150 for me. It's the only
Yeah.
asset that I have that's appreciating at any sort of rate. I can't believe it.
Do they do that? Do they appreciate? Yeah. So the Ghost of
Do they do that?
No, hold on. I want the Pro. Where the heck is the Pro? Slim console refurbished.
I think
Pro is $959.99. They're going up. It's going up $150.
Okay. So it's about $100 to $150 price hike for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sucks.
That sucks. Especially since it's not. Well, I wonder if they're like, okay, we're gonna do it before GTA.
No, I think they wanted to try and get people to rush to get to buy stuff before the fiscal year ended.
Yeah.
That's the push. Right, because they
boo.
announced this just before the weekend. So,
Yeah.
when a lot of these game console companies, their fiscal is until March 31st, right? Not the end of the calendar year. So,
Yeah.
this makes me feel like not only is it going to cost you more money to be into this hobby that we have, it also means we're probably not going to get any new consoles anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it probably means that any new consoles that we do get, I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at, especially in Canada, north of $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping it wouldn't go this way, but it also it feels a little too soon for a console. I fully expected the next PlayStation to be $1,000 US. But I'm really bummed that the Pro, for what? I'm like, for what? I get it's just you don't have any.
Let's see.
I don't know.
I bought my PlayStation 5 used, and it's the standard version. And
Mhm.
my friend charged me like $550 for the console with one controller.
Mhm.
And a lot of people were like, that's kind of steep. I guess he's like using the fact that it's scarce and whatever. And I was just like, I looked online. He wasn't like upcharging me or anything.
No.
But now that I see that a brand new standard is $120, and that's pre-tax, pre-co fee, pre-whatever. And I live in Quebec, so I'm getting fucked on price taxes for this. For me, it's 15%. So paying $550 straight up, sent directly to my friend for a PlayStation he had for about 3 years. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm
Not
happy I
bad.
bought it when I did it.
Yeah.
And we should be talking about new consoles soon. It's been
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
We had that little
Yeah.
nugget from Xbox there a little bit ago.
Project
a week and a
Helix,
half
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should start doing it. It just seems so weird. It used to be in my day, back in my
I
day, when
know.
consoles had been out for 6 years, they actually went down in price. Old woman yelling
Yeah.
at cloud.
Yep.
But how is it that it was actually cheaper to get in at the ground floor?
I know.
Yeah.
I am also, again, I'm just I appreciate it, but I don't I could sell it for more now.
I
know.
This I'm worried about the PlayStation 6, or the next generation of consoles in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one. I'm like, all right, you want to make a new hardware? Is it to sell more hardware and to force people to change platform again, and make more money? Because I'm like, what kind of technological advancements? What kind of leaps and bounds? I don't know. We're not seeing the same kind of leaps and bounds in between consoles generation like we used to.
No.
That line is getting thinner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they do reissues, midlife issues, like the Pro,
Yeah.
to get a bit more power out of them. But in terms of even from graphics card to graphic cards and PC, it's getting so marginal. So I'm like, all right, why are we talking about a new console 6 years in the cycle if there's not going to be major upgrades? But also in this day and age, of post-COVID and AI data center and Bitcoin mining, stuff like that, and tariffs and wars and getting materials, and we can't get fucking chips. And it's just every console maker and computer maker and device maker and phone maker are all fighting for the same resources, and everything's going up in price. Realistically, let's say they announce the PlayStation 6 in 2 years and you have 1 year to get it. Realistically, who's going to be able to afford it? If they can't afford,
but it's not just even the 40. You just said it. It's what is the
How are they gonna build
revolutionary
them?
difference that's going to be the reason why we need to upgrade? I am
Yeah.
very happy with the games I'm playing now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
way that I'm playing them. The leaps and bounds that I can see it between the Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2. I don't think you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
could have done anything quite like Pocopia on that with
but the
the things
Switch
that they're
was
able to do.
underpowered at
But
launch.
the Switch was
Yeah,
exactly.
underpowered,
But we're
yeah.
not getting the leaps from SNES to N64, or even from N64 to GameCube and GameCube to the Wii. We're not getting that kind of revolutionary stuff. The stuff that we're getting put into the games is not necessarily yes, it's graphical fidelity and everything, but that doesn't make or break the game. The gameplay make or breaks the game.
Why is Stardew Valley and Minecraft so fucking popular if it's all about graphics?
Right. And yes, you can go get a really high-end gaming PC and have some like RTX rendering and all this bullshit to Minecraft and make it look like wicked. But you can also run that thing on a potato and on a phone and still have a shit ton of fun.
Listen, I work on a multiplayer game. And like the one thing I've learned about all multiplayer games and people that play multiplayer games seriously is that they will play on low. They will turn off so much shit just so they can get as many frame rates as they can, especially for shooting games. Like Fortnite can run on a potato. Even if they have like the highest of ends of PC, they will make it look like a potato just so that they can see your fucking face half a millisecond quicker. So you can't build your block apartment so that they can snipe you. Like, talk to anybody that plays Call of Duty, Battlefield, Rainbow Six, Fortnite, Valorant, Overwatch. Like, even some For Honor players, like, we had, like, some people come in for a workshop, and, you know, like, and we sat them down and we had, like, PCs for them to play unreleased content and get our feedback. I was looking at them just, like, turning down all the quality on everything. That's just crazy. I was just like, my guy, what are you doing? Like, and they were playing a hero that wasn't even textured. Like, it was like so early content. I'm just like, and they were still dropping everything because they're like, no, we got to get as many frames as we can. And then we have NVIDIA being like, yeah, look at all like how we can beautify your games. I'm like, my guy, the masses don't give a shit.
No.
They were putting that shit on FIFA. I'm like, people will turn off the quality on FIFA for it to run better.
Yeah. I just wonder also because like PlayStation is becoming more and more exclusive because they're not going to publish their games to PC. They're not going to.
Well, yeah, that didn't go over well for them.
No.
The return on investment did not pan out.
No. So they're not going to port. So they're going to be closed. And then now they just up their price. So I just sort of feel like, what kind of market are they cornering for gaming? Like what can they do in competition against PC? And I don't know what to think of Xbox at this point of like, you know, because you can play Xbox on so many things. So I just feel like, and then Nintendo has their own, I mean, it's Nintendo, right? And the Switch isn't. I sort of feel like, again, if you want to get a Switch, you may want to do it sooner rather than later because I think that the Switch will it may follow suit given that PlayStation did this. So they might be like, okay, well, we'll do it too. I don't know. But
And I know there's lots of people saying that people are going PC and whatever, but the PC stuff is not cheap. And also, too, it's not plug and play friendly, just like it is turn on your PlayStation. It just works. Turn on your Nintendo, it just works. Sometimes with a PC, you've got some finagling to do, right? So, and to make sure that you can run a game or whatever. Yeah.
Or maybe people will just switch to their phones and just be like, okay, I'm just going to game on their phones or do the easy laptop games and arcade stores and things like that. Like, I just think like I just wonder what PlayStation, like who are they gonna be for? Like,
I think that's the problem now is that we've hit everybody's hit a wall, and they even said in one of their previous things is like we're gonna try and monetize the people we already got. I mean, well, I get that you want to super serve your P1s, your daily active users. You want to get those in there and doing what they're, playing as much as possible and upsell them on as much thing. And people will pay if they're finding that you're giving them good value, but you've got to give them solid value that's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like I got my PS5 at launch. It's worked totally fine. I got extra storage for it, and I'm just like, I thought about maybe upgrading to the PS5 Pro, but now I'm like, I don't really see any reason to, and I'm just like, it's a ride or die, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit on this thing now for basically as long as I can. Like, I don't know why I would. The PS5 Pro was more like, I think when it was around like the 600, I think I was like, well, if I traded mine in, then I may only have to pay for half, but now I'm like, it's $900.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I don't know why I would do that right now. Like,
but maybe you can get more money for your PlayStation 5 instead of turning it in. You sell it yourself because I think like, use PlayStation 5s. Like I got mine for 500 Canadian.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They're probably like if a new one is 850, they're going to be selling them
Mhm.
for like 650 or 7, easy peasy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We are sitting on 2 PlayStation 5, so maybe at some point we might. I don't know, because Ryan has
You
one.
had a
and
household, combined
Yeah.
household, yeah.
Yeah. So like we have 2, so I don't. Maybe it's not worth it to have 2, but I mean, just everything is getting so expensive. So part of it is like I don't want to spend the money on this because like the gas is now up, and I just heard that the U.S. Postal Service is going to have an 8% surcharge on packages until next January because of oil. And I'm just like, everything is, and like, I'm sure food is going to continue to go up.
We're just going to want to stay home and play games anyway
Yeah,
because it's going to be too damn expensive to go out.
I know.
We're going to be COVIDing ourselves.
It's just, it is, honestly, it's just like, I'm really glad I built my PC when I did, because I don't know, I'm just like, this is like, it is like, I'm budgeting for food and like essentials, and I'm like, that's, maybe travel if we can do it. But we looked at tickets.
Travel.
We looked at tickets the other day.
Holy shit.
For Ryan, right now, to fly to Philadelphia, which is like we're in Minnesota. Like Minnesota, like not a big, we're not flying out to California or like a coast. We're still like in the middle of the continent. A ticket for like a month away was $800. Was the cheapest.
For Philly?
Just
That's
for
crazy.
Philly. And
gas went up, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm going to see if I can fly Stan. I was just like, that is nuts. So, yeah, I don't know. It is, like, when can we be just, can this just be over?
I got to text my friend,
God.
because we're going to drive up north for the long weekend. Like, I'm going to go visit my mom, and she was like, oh, we could carpool. I got to text her to be like, gas up now, because they always bring gas prices up before a long weekend.
For a long weekend.
Yeah,
so I was like, make sure your car is full like now, girl. Like do it on Tuesday or Wednesday, because as of Thursday, that shit's going up.
Yeah.
We didn't plan a down south trip this year for a multitude of reasons, and I'm kind of glad. So it's gonna be interesting spring and into summer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into the other piece of news. We'll try and fire through it rapidly. Xbox last week on Thursday, so when we release the podcast, so it makes it hard for us to cover in advance, but they had a Xbox partner preview, which was about 30 minutes press thing going through a bunch of partner games that are coming to the Xbox platform in 2026 and 2027. Games that we knew that we were anticipating coming on Xbox, and then also some new stuff that we didn't anticipate, and things kind of popping off, surprises, whatever. I didn't catch this live because this was happening while I was working. I always find those tough in the middle of the day unless it's like a work from home day for me to catch them. So I heard a lot of the feedback on it from the normal YouTubers and podcasters that I follow. But then before podcasting this evening, I watched it on 1.52 speed on YouTube just to get an idea of what it was like. Because overarching kind of conversation is that the presentation itself wasn't very good. There obviously was some good game announcements and things like that, but the overarching container and presentation, especially considering this is the first thing of the new kind of guardians of the ship over at Xbox, the new team that they have there, senior leadership team. It wasn't the greatest presentation. Ladies, how did you feel about it?
I didn't watch it also because of, again, middle of the workday. And when I heard like people were like, yeah, this was lackluster, I was like, all right, I just went on IGN and watched all the trailers, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I bypassed all of that.
Joelle, how about you?
I totally missed this. Like, to be honest, I just was like, I didn't even get stuff on my like feed about like it's totally out of the algorithm like right now. I kind of couldn't believe when you're like the Xbox show up. I was like, oh, like I totally missed it.
Well,
Like,
but is that not part of our problem right now? Like, I think we talked about this last time. It's just like, are we being over inundated with so much stuff? But also, too, just to talk about the presentation. So, Kat, I think you were better off watching it in the format that you watched it and just watching each individual trailer. Mostly because this presentation was interesting in that they would show 2 to 3 games and then have a slide kind of like reiterating what they just showed, and then another 2 to 3 games, and then another slide reiterating what they just showed, and then 2 to 3 games and whatever. But every time they had that splicer slide come up, it would be like the name of the game and then like gameplay reveal plus an release announcement date or date given or game release date. And I'm like, why didn't you just put the damn date in that slide? It was really weird because like they would announce for example, they talked about which one is announcing Super Meat Boy. They were talking about that. And then then they have the date there in it. And then you get to that slide afterwards and it's just like and release date. And you're just like, why wouldn't you just reiterate the release date a second time?
Yeah.
It was weird. And then I'm also getting tired of this. Let's tease information that you're getting about a game, which is actually just a tease for another breakdown, another demo, another show off event. So it's like a tease for a tease.
Yeah, a trailer for the trailer that will be a trailer for your demo for your full release.
It's weird.
Show me the fucking game.
Yeah, just show us the game. Be done with it. Like, yeah, just odd. So yeah, there were 2 or 3 games that I was intrigued by. Ladies, anything tickle your fancy that you saw?
I'm happy Dispatch is coming to Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna pick it up on PlayStation. Might pick it up on Xbox. Maybe sub to Game Pass if it's coming to Game Pass. Is it coming to Game Pass? I don't know.
It just says Dispatch launches summer 2026. Players on Xbox Series SX, Xbox on PC, and cloud. It's a good question. I'm not sure.
I feel like they would have said it.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been very in your face if they had done it.
Yeah.
Anything else, Kat?
Yeah, the Stranger Than Heaven, which is like the trailer to the trailer of the preview of like whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, just shut up and show us the game. But it's still like interesting. It's by the people who made Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
So it's basically a beat 'em up, and it looks like you're in 5 different cities and 5 different eras. And I just thought the setting looked interesting. But you remember, there's a special look at Stranger Than Heaven that premieres on May 6th, because this was just a teaser for the trailer that's coming May 6th.
Oh, boy. Joelle, anything interest you?
I think the Eternal Life of Goldman looked interesting.
That was wacky.
Yeah. I think that would be it. Maybe a bit of a tearjerker, which is like satisfying skills, memorable boss fights, and land on landscapes. I don't know. I think it did look interesting, and I kind of like the platforming of it, and it looks pretty. So that one looks kind of fun. I think I'm gonna pick up Super Meat Boy though on PlayStation. So the Eternal Life of Goldman, if it does come out on Game Pass, then I might just resub for the month and then grab some downloads and play some games, and then because it kind of reminds me a little bit of maybe like a Celeste, like the movement was like Celeste, like with some like different kind of puzzles and stuff. So I found that to be that piqued my interest a bit, and so yeah, something like new because like Hades 2. I think that was the big one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm intrigued by Grave Seasons because. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a spoopy, and I call it spoopy because these are not scary, but they add like that, like this feels like it's an October game kind of thing. And I just played Dredge. We've got Moonlight Peaks coming. Grave Season looks interesting. So it's a cozy gaming fan, something they didn't know they wanted. Horror, Grave Seasons, a farming sim with a dark twist. Shows up on Xbox Partner Preview. show off new trailer. Release date August 14th, 2026. There's a demo coming soon. So that one I'm intrigued by. Gives me a little bit of Graveyard Keeper vibes, a bit. And you know how I feel about that game. And then if only my niece was old enough yet, I think I would really enjoy Bluey's Happy Snaps, which looks like Pokemon Snap, but with the Bluey franchise. But when that started showing and I didn't realize it was a Bluey game, I was like, ooh, this is really pretty. I like the way this looks. And then I realized it was Bluey. I was like, that's pretty cute. But my niece is not quite old enough yet. So we'll have to wait. But yeah, there was a slew of other games listed, shown off, things like that. But then fast follow on the 30th. Was this today? Holy smokes. Was this announced today?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, first on the dock for announcing a summer game flash / old E3 time presentation, Xbox Game Showcase 2026 is going to be happening on June 7th, which is a Sunday, directly after. There's going to be a Gears of War E-Day Direct. To get more of a deep dive into the prequel to the Gears of War franchise that is coming. So, yeah, I anticipate we're going to see lots of different stuff pop off with that. You know, the stuff we saw on the developer direct earlier in the year, you know, about Fable and it was a Forza that we saw?
Yeah, Horizon.
And the one from Game Freak as well. So there's a bunch
Beast
of stuff
of
coming there.
Reincarnation.
You got it. Another thing interesting too, because of course they're celebrating the 25 years of Xbox. They're bringing back the Xbox Fan Fest Showcase. Unfortunately, this is only open, at least the contest, to people who live in the U.S. So, Joelle, you can go and apply and try and win to get in, but we're shit out of luck. So hopefully they do something in Canada.
Yeah.
They did a few years ago. Maybe it'll come back around again. So yeah, full times, PDT June 7th, 10 a.m., EDT June 7th, 1 p.m., BST June 7th, 6 p.m., and so on and so forth. So first one on the docket, and then a mad dash as we all scramble to make our picks in the Fantasy Critics right after that.
Indeed. Saving some spots.
Yeah, well, as we wait, June's not that far away. But in the meantime, we're here done this show for this week. A little bit of housekeeping. We will not be recording next week. A few of us are traveling. It is Easter, and holiday day is usually the Monday, and that's our recording day. So a wee pause from us, but we will be back the following week to talk your ear off, as always. But in the meantime, you can check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to all the stories mentioned in this episode. And if you haven't caught an episode, maybe you can go back and listen to one of our back catalogs since, we're going to be a little quiet for a week. If you have the power to rate and review this podcast where you're consuming it, that'd be much appreciated. Why? It helps us with the discovery, pushes us up in the rankings, and any comments you leave help us build our show. As always, I want to thank the ladies for being on the podcast here with me this week. I want them to please shout out your social media handles so people can follow you anywhere and everywhere online. Catherine, go right ahead.
I am CSDSBINS, CSDBA on Blue Sky and Instagram, but you'll always find me on the Girls on Games Discord. We can shit talk about food there. There's a channel for it. We can talk about more jam.
More jam. Joelle, how about you?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87, on Blue Sky at Joelle Lauren, but always hanging out in the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hi.
And I only adore our most social media platforms, but of course you want to know everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook. Just Girls on Games on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this conversation and more. But of course, if you ever want to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That's our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games. I hope you ladies both have a nice Easter break, and we will see you in 2 weeks. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.